Hey everyone. We've come a long way in upgrading your hardware and software. You've learned how to shift your blood chemistry through the breathing console. You've tempered your vessels in the 50-50 ice mix. You've modernized your pump with low-intensity training and learned to engage the internal afterburner through abdominal compression. The system seems ready. NOXUS logic, however, dictates that one detail separates an advanced user from a system administrator. A user needs external rituals. They need to breathe, flex muscles, and submerge hands in ice. The administrator manages the system through a direct command. Today, we break down the final stage of thermoregulation in the NOXUS ecosystem, the psychosomatic override. We are going to use your prefrontal cortex to issue orders to the autonomic nervous system without any middleman. We are going to turn the sensation of heat into a tool for deep self-hypnosis. Block 1. The neurobiology of intent. Understanding ideomotor action. Most people think their thoughts are ephemeral, something floating around that has nothing to do with the physical body. That is another legacy code error. Every time you simply imagine a movement, your prefrontal cortex sends faint electrical impulses to the corresponding muscles. This is called an ideomotor act. You haven't moved a finger yet, but the system has already begun its prep. Neurons are firing and blood flow is slightly increasing. In thermoregulation, it works exactly the same way. If you learn to create a powerful, detailed mental image of heat, your brain begins to process it as a command to act. The hypothalamus receives the signal not from external sensors, but directly from the director, your consciousness. This is the path to vasodilation on demand. We don't ask the body to get warm. We create conditions where it has no choice but to get warm. Block 2. Calibrating sensations. Working with the database. Why do most visualization techniques fail? Because people try to imagine things they've never actually felt. They imagine mystic light or energy, things that don't exist in their physical experience library. In the NOXUS system, we only work with real data. Remember the 50-50 protocol from episode 3? When your hands turned bright red and burned from the rush of blood after the ice shock? That is your data. That is the physical record in your memory that we are going to use. Technique: thermal mapping. Sit in silence. Close your eyes. Recall that specific moment of thawing your hands. Recall the specific tingling, the weight, and the pulsing in your fingertips. Don't try to think about heat. Start feeling it based on that real experience. Your task is to pull that file from long-term memory and run it in real time. The moment you feel the first pulse, you've gained access to vascular control. Block 3. Focus as a lens. Local blood flow management. Your attention is a lens that focuses energy. Where your attention goes, neuronal activity increases. In NOXUS, we use the heat beam exercise. Imagine directing your entire focus into one specific point, for example, the tip of your left index finger. Ignore the rest of your body. Concentrate the entire volume of your consciousness into that one phalanx. If your focus is dense enough, you'll notice the finger starts to pulse in sync with your heart. This means you've just forced the capillaries to dilate in that specific spot through sheer intent. This is root access. Now you can move that heat through your body like a cursor on a screen, warming exactly the zones that need it. Block 4. Self-hypnosis integration. State 0. Thermoregulation is just the front door. The true goal of NOXUS is to teach you how to enter a state of deep trance, state 0, where you can edit your own beliefs, block pain, or accelerate regeneration. Heat is the ultimate anchor for this state. When you deliberately dilate vessels across your body using thermal mapping, your parasympathetic nervous system takes over. Blood pressure stabilizes, muscles relax, and the brain shifts into alpha and theta rhythms. In this state, the critical filter of the conscious mind weakens. Now, any instruction you input into the system, whether it's "I am confident," "I feel no pain," or "my memory works flawlessly," is written directly onto the hard drive of the subconscious. We use the heat of the cold to become masters of our own minds. Block 5. The full NOXUS Protocol. Course Summary. You now have all the elements. Let's bring them together into a single 15-minute morning protocol that makes you autonomous. Breath charge, 3 mins. 40 cycles of nasal breathing, hold, compensation, prepping the chemistry. Core afterburner, 2 mins. Kapalabhati and vacuum under the ribs, igniting the reactor. Cold calibration, 3 mins. A cold shower or ice wash, testing the vascular response. Mental override, 7 mins. Sit in silence, eyes closed. Evoke heat through ideomotor action. Against the backdrop of this heat, input your target objectives for the day. This isn't just exercise. This is a full boot-up of your operating system. After this protocol, you step out into the world not as a passive observer, but as the active operator of your reality. Final. Going beyond this course on thermoregulation is just one branch of the NOXUS system. We started with the cold because it's honest. You can't cheat it with positive thinking or affirmations. Either you manage your body or the cold manages you. Now that you've learned to harness your own biology in extreme conditions, you are ready for the next levels. Developing phenomenal memory, managing pain signals, and total emotional resilience. You are no longer a victim of your instincts. You are the developer of your destiny. Clear the system of junk. Expand your degrees of freedom. This is NOXUS. Your evolution is now in your hands.